I also want to have a conversation about something that's a bit difficult. It's a little bit hard to fix this problem today, but it's one that is going to ever grow. And that is the number of people who aren't able to get insurance for their homes. Why? Because the cost of that insurance is so sky high because they live in an area where natural disasters have happened over and over and over and over again. Now, we've had these arguments before, and the reality is that no one anywhere is suggesting, well, if there's been a flood there before, then you shouldn't rebuild there again in terms of actual planning, right? People in Lismore, they want to live in Lismore. People, yeah, we get it, right? Everyone wants their little patch here, right? But how's this? The Insurance Council of Australia has found that 242,000 Australian homes facing severe flood risk, 77% of them do not have flood cover. 70% were in areas where the average income is lower than the national median. In flood risk areas, it was also found many nominal insurance premiums exceeded $7,000 and in some cases more than $30,000. So, James, I want to ask here, because reality is we don't want people to be unprotected, but whom is it who has to pay?
Well, here's the problem. I was on the Sunshine Coast for work the other day, and I was driving through Kunda Park. I grew up on the sunny coast as a kid, so I know that area pretty well. I know what areas flood through decades of growing up down there. But the issue, Paul, that I saw, this massive big future development sign on an area I know very well floods from time to time. And I thought to myself, what idiot would buy there? But secondly, what idiot within council would allow that to be developed and sold on to these unsuspecting people who may move from interstate or outside of the area? This is one of the challenges that we've got. Why are they allowing these properties or commercial residents, whatever it might be, to be built in these low zones? Secondly, a real discussion needs to be had with the state and federal governments. There should be no stamp duty nor GST on insurance. It's getting out of hand.
Great point.
And as those premiums go up, the state government and federal government collect more in taxes. There should just be no tax whatsoever. So roughly about 20% of your insurance bill goes to government taxes, and that's both state and federal. We all need to come together here and have a discussion. We know that the cost of things to rebuild is getting more and more expensive. But, at some point, if people can't afford insurance, guess who wears the burden of that at the end of the day? The federal government and state government, because they're the ones then giving handouts to those families who are displaced or impacted in some way, form or another. Not the insurance companies. They're not coming to the party to help out those families in times of trouble when they don't have insurance.